Hi, everybody. I'm Nettie K. Welcome to Thursday Night Live in the studio. I missed you last week. Oh, my goodness. And the week before that, I was traveling, and I'm hoping that my sound will catch up. Oh, my gosh. I hope we're not in trouble today. All right. Hang on. I'm going to hope that this thing gets a little bit better. Otherwise, I'll just turn my back, and you'll just see the back of my head in this painting, and we'll just talk without all the mouthing. Anyway, looks like we've got a little sound issue. Hang on, I'm going to plug this in. All right. Yeah, a little delay. Sorry about that. Okay, hey, let me know that you're there. I've got the chat going. And so we're going to see if we can get a few little comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Oh, I wanted to show you real fast what I've been working on. This is a painting of tulips. Okay, there we go. This is a fun one. I really like it a lot. It's got a clear picture that I put them in and some little sway of yellow tulips, and I've been really enjoying working on those. So anyway, but tonight we are going to be working on a long 20 by 30 canvas. And I've got an old photo that came out of my grandmother's box. I'm going to straighten that out. This is of two little kids. I've got a little girl, I think she's a little girl, and a little boy fishing. And in between, they have 29 fish. Boy, they had a good day that day. And so I've got it behind plastic, so I won't bother you too much with that, that crazy shine. I'll be holding it off to the side. Now, pardon me, I've got this canvas is a box style canvas. It's thick on the side. And we're going to just see if we can figure out how to lay this out. This is a complicated picture. A long time ago I tried it and it just didn't work. So yeah, now I'm going to somehow figure it out. That's great. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my brush into some thinner. And I've just got some basic color. Let's see, I've got a little bit Indian red to start with. I've got a little bit of black. I'm going to put a little black into that Indian red and just make it a dark medium color that I can use so that you'll be able to see it. And I'll figure out the layout. I don't have to put all the fish in, but we'll see. And there's a little building on the side like this. And so we're going to, see if this will work just a little bit here. So I'm going to put my little character. Let's see. I'll have my fish that are going to come down. A little line will come down where the fish hang down, like that. And we'll put in that fish, and then I'm going to put the top of the little girl's head right about there, and the bottom of her feet right about there. So I'm just placing the little items onto the canvas. And the little guy, I'm going to put him down and angle it out with my brush. I'm going to put him down like that. He's quite a bit shorter. And then, of course, they're standing about on the same plane on the ground. So he's about that short. Isn't that fun? So I'm just I might put that little building back here. Let's just see what it might look like. I'll go like this and put a little building. That goes like kind of like that. And like this. I don't know how far out that building goes, but we might leave it, we might not. Depends. And so then I've got this house that's on the side. This is their little house. And they've got a little sidewalk behind them as well. That's kind of interesting. It kind of cuts up the vast array. And then we've got a little bit of almost like a mountain kind of a thing. That, it cuts through the little girl's hat. And it'll come in right about there on the building. So, and then the fish go up above that mountain. Okay, so they come in, they hang down kind of like that. That's just about what it takes to line up a painting. Okay, so, you just kind of, it's placement. It isn't getting all the little drawings in. Anyway, this was out in North Dakota. I'm not really sure. It could be Idaho because my family's out of Idaho. There's a really neat little basin that they're washing their fish in right here too. Definitely want to put that in. So I'm going to find the little girl goes here, and then I'll put that basin in somewhere. Maybe I'll put the basin in over here. You know, I don't have to worry about where I put it. I put it where it works. So I'll put the basin, I think I like the basin right there, instead of off to the side where it doesn't have good balance, that sort of thing. Okay, so now let's see if we can get a little bit of the people in. I'm going to give this one, I'll say, all right, the balance of this child. I'm feeling like she's a little too far over here, so I'm going to move her over a little bit more. And I'll put the center of that character right like that. Okay, so now I know where the body is on that. And I'm going to double check. We're going to put the little guy's face right there. And his body goes at this angle a little bit. He's got some legs that kind of come out and down. And then this one, we've got, she's got her little hat. And the hat is going to, yeah, the hat comes down like this. And there's some interesting light. The thing that I think kept me from doing this one for a long time was the fact that the light is reflecting off in different angles. So what I've got is I've got a shadow that's going that way and one that's going that way. And then this one has a shadow that's going the other way. So the sun is reflecting around things, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I have to decide whether or not I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep going with that, with the light being all wonky, or do I paint it just the way it is? And it's hard. If you don't have a reference that shows you the right thing, you're going to run into a little bit of trouble. Okay, now I'm finding where the body is. And then they've got these little waiter boots. It's so cute. They're both wearing little waiters. And so now I've got to see if I can fit that in. I think I got this one up a little bit too. Let's see, that one goes, and then I'm going to go up to there. So I'm going to come up here like that. Isn't that crazy how loose that is? It doesn't matter. You're just kind of placing it on. If you don't like it, you go like this. Throw in some terps, take your rag, and wipe that off. In fact, that's kind of what I really want to see, is a little bit more of this toned looking canvas. So I'm going to take a little bit of my dirty terps, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of, I don't know what color this is. It's an Indian yellow with a little turquoise. It's a bit green. I think I'll add a little something else to it here. This is just mud, okay? So now I'm going to put some mud onto this canvas like this, now that I've gotten this all nice and fixed up. Okay, it's just me being able to see where things go. Everybody's freaking out, like, why in the world did you go through all of that? Well, I wanted to see how it was going to fit onto the canvas, and so that's what I did. And so I know this little guy's over here, this is over here, and I can hear panic in the air. All right. So now I'll turn it into a flower and really mess it all up. What am I doing? Well, I'm creating a wet background at this stage. And it's just something to work off of. I think I would have preferred an orange, but that's okay. We're just going to make it a spring day here. It isn't what it's going to end up to be. So now I know that little character's right there. Okay. And the barn and all that stuff. Okay. Now I'm going to use my rag. Okay. I'm going to use my rag, and I'm going to find where the character is. All right. Now I'm just wondering, I haven't got my my little thing up that tells me if anybody's watching. So, you know, give me a shout out if you know how to do that. Get your chat going and say, hello, I missed you. Yeah, we went to visit Canada. We had some banking to do up there, and all of a sudden we ended up in a few blizzards and had some crazy times. It was just bananas. Okay, so now we're going to come back in, and we remember where our little girl is. And I'm going to use my finger underneath the little rag, and I'm going to now find where some of the lights are on this. And there's the face right here. And then I have a little shirt. I'm just going to base it out like this. So I've got a little face, a little shirt. I've got some white pants. I know you can't see this quite yet. It'll be a miracle right before your eyes. Here's the little top part of the pants. And if I'm really, really careful, I can just do this and leave out even the wrinkles in different things. And, you know, I won't get too fussy with it. But I'm going to go, there's the top of the boot, bottom of the boot, and another part down right here. And I apologize. We're going to get to the point where we can get the references up for you at some point. That'd be nice. Okay. But at this stage, this is where we're at. Okay, so here's the little hat. All right. And then I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to dip that in some thinner. Now, I'm just going to say, for instance, I'm going to do the pants right here. I'm going to lift off a little bit of this. So I'm lifting off the lights. This is just my favorite way of starting a picture, is making a middle tone something, and then with thinned out paint, and then removing the lights and leaving a little bit of the dark. We've got a little bit of a boot there. It's got a little bit of a thing there. And then you leave the darks, and you can develop your middle tone, and you have it. You have, there's the, you know, you've already got these cool pants. You go through a lot of Q-tips and a lot of paper towels. That's okay. Now this shirt is in a darker tone. I'm going to work my way up here, and then I'm going to get a little more thinner, and I'm going to put in, there's a real light spot on her neck right there, and then she has a little face that you can barely see because it's in shadow, so she's got a little nose there. Better get a clean Q-tip. You know, I hope you can see this. I know last time we did some grapes, and I was holding the canvas and making everybody sick, going all over the place, holding it up, moving around, and giving everybody vertigo. So I did get your message, everybody. So I know that was a bad idea. I gave myself vertigo watching, looking at it and going, what in the world was I doing? Okay, there's a little dark under here. The hat kind of comes out like this, and here's the top part of the hat. And then it's really dark as it comes over. Again, this is just kind of laying it out. There's the little hat that goes around the kid's face. And because it's a dark shirt, I'm going to take out some of the background in order for you to see that shirt. Okay, now of course it doesn't look like a face yet, but that's okay. We're not there yet. So now I'm going to say, all right, the arm comes out a little bit here. And so I'm going to remove the background color and lighten up the background so you can see the arm. Let's see if I can do it. I'll lay this down for a sec so I can see what I'm doing. See how I can take off the color behind it? And I'm lightening that up, and then on the arm, I'm going to drop her arm down. So I'm going to take out remove the light. I'll take out the light. I'm putting in the light by taking it out and going down to the base of the canvas. Yay! Isn't that fun? Like that. And the character starts to emerge. Yay! So fun. Okay, let's get this really, really, really light top part of the pants. This face looks really weird yet, but we'll put in some features here pretty soon. I'm going to take some of this paint over here and put that underneath there, and then we'll have. So I can use this paint over here as kind of my palette a little bit. Oops, I almost eliminated my arm. So if you mess up, you just put some more paint over the top of it, and so now you can see this little character just barely starting to come out of the canvas. All right. I do wish I could fix your sound, everybody. I hope it comes out okay in the end. All right. So now now I can come in and I can say, all right, here's our fishing line, our pole. Okay, so she's standing kind of, there's a little a pole that goes there, and she has a little fishing pole in her hand. Better get her hand in there. So I've got a little thing here. We've got her arm, and then we've got a little hand that comes out right there. I'm just basing it in, and then there'll be a fishing pole that will come in like that, and we'll paint that in a dark color. But I've got that. This is the fishing pole. Can you guys see that okay? I hope so. And here is this piece of telephone pole or whatever it is. I wonder if they had telephones at this stage. Probably. I don't know. It could be a wash line. Who knows? And then we have, here's this. Again, I'm going to take out the hat a little bit more. And this part of the face, I'm going to give some cheeks. And then a little bit like this. Okay. You know, I can do this several times too, so that if I don't like it, I just wipe the whole thing off and I start over again. Okay, now I'm going to put that character there. And so now I can come in with a little bit of a darker value. I'm adding a little bit of black to some brown color, and we'll find out where everything goes. So now I'm going to draw in a little bit where these pants go like that. And I don't want to get too fussy because I know that's just boring to watch. But there's that, the boot as it comes down, and I'll make that just a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if I would normally do that, but, oh yeah, I would. Sure I would. Okay, and then she has these little green boots. I'm assuming they're green. But we'll paint them in brown to start with, and then we'll adjust them later. And then the little foot comes down like this. Isn't that cute? This is going to be super cute. I'm really excited. Let's see. We're going to put in some dark shadow underneath the rim of the hat like that. And then we have the rim. We have the top part of the hat that goes over there. And I'm going to give her just a little bit more shadow there. And then she has this fun, cute little smile thing going on there. Let's see, the hat comes down and is dark underneath. I may not get do too much. I'd love to keep this one nice and loose. That would be my preference, and not get too crazy. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You can paint it as tight as you want or as loosely as you want, but you want to kind of start out loose, everybody. Don't get too tight with it. Okay, now I'm going to darken up around the hat so that it looks a little bit more like, okay, there's just the face beginning to emerge. And then she has this kind of squared off collar that goes like this with the arm coming down on this darker shirt. Cute kids. Man, these are cute kids. I've had this photo for a long time. My grandmother, I don't remember how long ago she passed. It was quite a while ago. And I got all the photos and made copies of them for my entire family. And this was one that was in the collection. And I just think it's just so cute. Okay, now I'm going to come across. I've got the sidewalk that brings me to, got that. I'm following it along, and I've got my little guy right here. Now see, I placed him way over here, and I really probably didn't need to. So I'm going to just see, maybe I'll move him a little bit farther so that we have more room for all these fish. Fish, 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 fish. I'm not sure how I'm going to paint these fish. Oh, and then it has this kind of a weight there, and then it goes off the corner. I don't know what it's hooked up to over here, something like that. Now let's do it again. We're going to come over here, and we're going to find out where the little guy goes. Little guy, down, 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 and his little face is about right. We're going to put his little face right there. He's more into the light, and then he has a little outfit like that. And his little arm comes out over a really cute fishing basket right there. This is, I don't know what we call it. This is a wipe in or wipe out technique. I'm going to give this a little bit more of a thing to work with right there. This could drive you crazy if you're a fussy person and you just don't enjoy getting messy, it could drive you totally up a tree. So that's where that character is going to go. And now we need to find some way of doing a little bit of detail. So I'm going to grab a Q-tip and, we got to put his hat in too. So I've got his forehead is going to be right about there. He's got a little cheek. I know this is hard to see. And of course, they're going to look like green Martians for a while because we ended up with green color. But that's all right. We'll be correcting that in the long run. There's his shirt again. There's the shirt. And then the pants. He's got the little pants going on down here. I think I'm crazy. So we made it through Winter Carnival, everybody. I can't believe. I was so wiped out. And my doctor finally told me to cool it and get some rest. So that wasn't good. She said, basically, I needed at least 4 days of rest and a bunch of steroids to pull myself out. I had a bad rheumatoid flare, and the blood work wasn't good. So they gave me instructions to knock it off. And it's hard for me to slow down. I love what I do. I love, love, love what I do. Okay, there's the basket. Isn't this the weirdest looking thing? So weird. I bet some of you are watching just to say, what in the world's going to happen with this thing? Okay. So now let's get our little brush again. And this time we're going to go into some darks. And we're going to find where his little hat is. Okay. Hat. There's a little bit of hair and a big hat. These hats look like they're way too big. Like that. And around. So he's got a hat that is kind of like this. This is going to be super cute. All right. So there we go. Yeah. Yep. There we go. All right. We've got a few voices in the background because the kids are doing their taxes with their dad. Isn't that fun? Okay. And he's got a few little eyes that we're going to place his eyes right in here. And then we'll put in his little neck, his arm, and the basket's going to fit like this. So I'm kind of using my paintbrush to draw it in. And then we'll just keep working that until we get just the right shape. Now he has something else going on. Oh, his little paintbrush, his fishing pole is going to go like that. And it's going to come down between his little feet. So now I'll put in his shadow and down in here. So he's got the fishing basket, and this is where the pants go. It casts a little shadow there. And then we have his little boots, big boots. And he's got his foot out a little bit. And here goes the little thing like that. Okay, let's see. Another bit of pants. Yeah. So we're getting some floral paintings ready to go. And so I've been really enjoying doing the tulips lately. And we're getting them ready for the gallery here in the next little while. So here's hoping that we can have a nice, big, huge deal of flowers at the gallery. I had let's see. Yeah, we've been having a lot of snow this last week. This has been the only winter that I recall that we've had so little snow. It's just really, really been weird. Really weird. Okay, now I'm darkening this up, and now I'll put his little leg sticks out a little bit. And here's this shadow, this weird shadow, kind of between the feet and how this little boot goes. Give him a little darker boot like that. And then he has a little tiny mouth. I'll just kind of give him a little mouth. Of course, we can get into that a little bit later. There is this part. He has a little shadow on the shirt like this. and some on his arm, and his little hand comes up over the top of this basket. Oh yeah, I can almost see him. Can you? I hope, I hope, I hope. There. Okay, good. And then this one, his little shirt's got a little angle like this. His shoulder comes out like that. Okay, he's coming out. Let's see. It looks like he's wearing some light pants and a light shirt, and with a little pocket right there. And then this is the drapery on the shirt. And his hand, his arm comes out, and there's a little hand that holds onto the pole right there. And so at this stage, then you come in and bring in a little bit more of the, I've got this kind of darker background. I want to put a dark shadow. I'm going to grab a little bit of teal, dark teal, and we'll put that bit of a weird shadow right here under, and then the boot kind of comes up there. Here's a shadow. I'll wipe this out and do all kinds of different things. And here is the sidewalk right here. Okay, sidewalk. There's a weird sidewalk. And there's a little bit there, and then the other side of the sidewalk comes up to about the halfway point on her boot, and about to the same point on his boot. There. Okay, sidewalk. At least we can kind of identify that. And then I'll put this coming out the basket. This is going to come out. It'll probably get smaller and smaller. I'll have a sidewalk there. And then we have also a little bit of a, let's see what this is. This is a front part of the sidewalk will come down in a bit of a shadow like that. And these boots are going to be in, I'm going to put them in a little bit of a turquoisey color there. And we'll just keep working it until we get some, see how far we can get on this thing. Okay, this is fun. And I don't want to work one part too long. I want to kind of keep my brush moving around. I should make sure I'm not right in the front of it. Okay, I'm good. All right. And so now I'm going to give her a little bit more of a, kind of a, I might give her a little pinky shirt. How's that? A little pinky shirt. That looks good. That way she looks more like a girl. And the arm is coming down, and then there's a little hand, a little pink shirt, like that. I like that. Yeah, that looks good. And then, then the hat is going to be into that orange kind of color. So we'll put in a little orange in the hat there. And then I'll lighten up the lights here just a sec. I'm going to put in the top part of the hat with that orange. Let's give this a little bit of orange down here in the boot so it feels, it's a little bit blue and green, and then we'll highlight it up in a sec, and then things should start really moving along here. This is the little part of the pocket down here. Wow. I'll clean my brush off because this is the part that needs some darkness right there. And I'll put a little, there's a plant or something down here, but we'll put this little bowl. I think I'm going to drop that bowl down just a little ways down here. Yeah. And then I'm going to shift the shadow. The shadow is actually in the wrong place again for this one, but I'm going to shift it to where it looks like this shadow and move it back a ways like this. All right. Whoops, that's not a shadow color. That was a brown. So I added turquoise to it. And then I'm going to put that shadow between the feet and knock that shadow back just a ways back in here. So it looks like the sun's coming from this angle. I hope it is. Okay. You know, this is just really weird today. Bear with me. Okay, let's do a little bit on these boots. That would be fun. Let's do a little on the boots. Here is a little bit of this grayish green. It's got turquoise, it's got purple, it's got all kinds of different colors. And then I'm going to bring this up and create a little boot, a little fat boots. And then this one as well. and we'll lighten it up where the lights are. I can either take it out with a Q-tip, or I can add paint to it. And then we'll come in with this orange color, and I'm going to place that into the basket so we can remember that that's a little fishing basket. There's the fishing basket, and I'm going to give him a little bit of that warm color on his face, and we'll put a shadowish color there. And then on here, I want to put a little shadow under her little chin. She's so cute. And then I'm going to grab some white with that yellow and see if I can make a light yellow. I really got it greened up. Mercy me. Okay. And then I'm going to come across this band. There we go. There it is. I'm excited. There it is. There it is. There's that hat. And it begins to show up a little bit like it's supposed to. Yeah. Got a little stripe on her shirt. Well, we'll fix that later. Okay. And down here we've got those boots again. So I'm going to go back into my little turquoise color. And I'll put that in as kind of a glowy light with the turquoise. You can barely see it, but you will be able to see it in the long run. And we'll put in this boot with that tealy turquoise there. And then I want to give a little bit more light on there. Now I'm going to add the light onto the boot right here. There we go. Yeah. We're having a lot of fun in class lately. Whenever I get into town, I'm done traveling for a while, you guys, thank goodness. So we'll be able to focus a lot more. But we learned how to do the grapes that we did last time we met. And what else did we do? We've done birds' nests and all kinds of things. It's just been so much fun. So much fun. Okay, now you can see those boots are now starting to come forward. I'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to come in with a little light where I see the light and place that in. And here's a little weird. This is seriously loose, isn't it? Very, very loose. Okay, I know I've got a semi-light paint on my brush, so I'm going to just clean my brush that way. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with a little bit of, what is this color? This is a Terra Rosa and a little bit of white, and this is kind of a flesh tone. It looks like that. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of that in the shadow on the little guy's face. He's got a little ear. And so it's kind of a shadowy, beautiful, real hot color. But it works good for color in the shadow as long as I don't get too carried away. All right, and then I'm going to come around the top of the hat with that just for fun. And she's got a little hand hanging down here, so we'll put that there, and then we have this hand that I'm just placing in there. I know this is crazy. All right, then I've got that on my brush, so I'm going to make a little texture on the basket. Now I'll rinse my brush out for a minute. Okay, any questions yet? Like, what the heck am I doing? Okay, I know. I just wanted to see if my mouth was coordinating with my picture. Almost. All right. Okay, next let's take a little bit of a paper towel. Remember, these are the, oops, I'm going to cover my microphone. These are the ones that have the Viva Signature paper towels. And we're going to now come in and kind of work this out where I'm going to pull the sidewalk out with a little bit of thinner. See how I can just pull that up? And then I can really kind of get that going a little bit like that. And then I can just take what's on the on the thing and wipe that in a little bit. Give it a little atmosphere. Oh, there we go. Well, I hope this one turns out. You know, when you've been thinking about a painting for as long as I have on this one, I started thinking about this one about 20 years ago. Maybe I think I did my first drawing of this one 25 years ago. And I just wasn't happy with it and thought, you know, I'm going to wait until my skill level comes up. Sometimes you have to do that. Okay. Just say, I know I can't do it right now. I'll try. And then I'm going to wait until I get a few more paintings under my belt. Try it again. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. So there's this light hat. And then I have this dark shirt. So I'm going to come along here. And we're going to just take off an area so that the fish can be seen. And then I'll come across here like this. I have a sky up here. Oh, good. I'm going to have a green sky. That's going to be great. Not. Okay. That's all right. I'm going to wipe this in a little bit. We'll have a little background on here. And, you know, it's just, you're going to work this out a little bit. Of course, we've got a little building over here and a bunch of stuff. Let's see. This one, we've got a mountain. Dealing with a bunch of stuff on here. But I think it's sort of coming out. Sort of coming together a little bit. We'll see if we can get some of the fish in at some point. But I'm more concerned about the characters at this point. Yeah, this is definitely green. Okay. We'll put in some, once this kind of sets a little bit, we'll put in some blue sky and make it feel a little more like, not like Mars. Not like Mars. All right. This guy looks a little funny. Take that little color down a little bit. We'll have to paint his face in before we go to bed because, you know, you don't want to have that scary face looking at you in your sleep. Anyway, I hope you guys can see this okay. It's a bit crazy. Now I'm going to take a little bit of, let's see, I'm going to take a little bit of purple. This is a violet color, mix it in with a little bit of yellow, and that'll give me a different tone for this hat and for this cheek right here. And then we'll give it, yeah, just a little dark shadow. Let's see. And we'll go up in here, and he's got some little hair here too. We'll put some hair on him. And this is very, very dark under his chin. And then we're going to come up with some real light color. So I'm going to take some light. This is like a yellow ochre with white. And I'm going to, let's see if I can get his little cheek replanted in. Again, I'm not fussy with a teeny tiny brush. This is a big fat brush. I'm just setting it in there. I'm placing it. Placing it. Like that. Still pretty scary. He'll get his face at some point. We'll put his nose in and stuff. So I'm just kind of reserving that spot, and then I'm going to find where the little girl's nose is. Dear. And a little cheek right here is a little cheek. Like that. And then her little pointy chin. She has a little pointy chin there. There, okay. That's starting to look like almost like a face. A little bit alien, but not too much. Now, what about, see, I'm not staying here and finishing up a teeny tiny face. I'm just moving around. And when you're doing impressionistic stuff like this, you don't want to finish a small spot to perfection and then move to the next spot. That's a different style of paint altogether. Now, this is starting to look like sunshine to me. I love that. I love that. Her face is very dark underneath, so I'm going to now come up in the background and see if I can really, really, really lighten this background color or tonal value. So I'm going to get kind of a little bit of a misty purple, and I'm going to come in and cut out the hat by painting in the background. And so I'm coming in with kind of a purple Pearl Mountain's Majesty, and I'm shaping out the negative shape around the hat, okay, and the face and the shoulder right there. And I think I can come in here. Now it's a little bit, I need a dark up here because I need the light part of the hat to show up. But over here, I need it to be light because the dark part of the hat is there. So you want light against dark and dark against light in order for that to work. Now I'll come over here. We've got a little bit of that mountain sticking out there. Like this. Okay. That works. And then I'm going to go in and do, again, a little bit of that dark color. I do need to check and see, am I actually on? I haven't had any messages yet, so I'd love it if you could send me a message. Anybody trying? Okay. This is such a weird piece, I know. So, okay, now I'm going to fix the little girl's hat and make it nice and dark and broaden it out. And we're going to come across like this. There we go. Yeah, my mom's visiting. My mom. I have a stepmom in Arizona, and I hope you're watching tonight, Mom. I know it's been kind of a long wait. And my stepmother, my mother is here. She is renovating an old house right now that had gotten serious water damage. We had 250,000 gallons of water from a bursted pipe went through our old family house, and so it's been kind of sad. Okay, this is the most horrible little face, but we'll get there. And so they're fixing that up and trying to get a new washer, dryer, and dishwasher and all that stuff in there. And so it's tough. We went to put in the new refrigerator today, and it was too big for the door. So we had to take all the newly renovated door jambs off. That was fun. Not. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit more of the nose on there. That looks like a little elf. I'll tell you, he's got like a little square chin, but little by little we'll get it. All right. This one is the really scary one because it doesn't have any features at all over there. I'm going to pull this over a little so, well, maybe not. Oh, it's really jammed in there. Okay. All right, so now let's think about this. How can I work this? Let's go with a little bit of a lighter. Nope, that's dark. Okay, dark right there. And now we'll find the side of his head's a little bit darker there. We need to give him a little eye space. There's a little place for his eyes and his nose. Just barely putting in anything just to kind of mark the space. Now I need a brownish color. Okay, he's got his little slick hair that goes there, and then his little mouth. So it's just barely there, barely there. Okay, this just cracks me up. This is not working over here. Sometime we'll go and do another baby picture. I love doing babies. We'll have to do one of those because this is not a pretty baby right now. Okay, now I'm carving in the face a little bit. And we'll keep working that. Okay, and here we have our little, there's a little bit of a bush down here. It goes like that. Okay, so now see where I have this hat up here like this. I don't know if you can even see this. I'm going to pull it forward. Can you see that any better? I hope. Got such a glare. I'm going to turn my light just a little bit, see if that works any better. Turn that away. There, now maybe you can actually see what we're doing. That'd be good. Oh, okay. And now I'm going to get a larger brush. Believe it or not, I am. And so when I have a light area here and a dark on one side, dark on the hat, and then a light area on there, here's what I have to do. I have to manage making something behind her head darker. So I'm going to take a little bit of a quinacridone violet and some teal. We'll test that out and see if that works. Okay. And so here's the hat right here. I'm going to shape this hat out, and I'm going to we're going to chop that hat off like that with the quinacridone violet and teal. And I'm going to just make it kind of to where you can see that. Now on this side of the hat, it needs to be, well, I'm going to darken the side of the hat like this, and then I'm going to lighten up what's in the background. Now, believe it or not, this hat actually needs to come out even farther. So I'm going to bring it out even farther in the dark, like that. And then I have a little bit of dark right here, so we'll make this a little bit dark with that same combination. I like that for drawing in my darks like that. There it is right there, and our little pocket, and then we have the sleeve and that sort of thing. So I'm going to take that and really, really darken it a little bit. And then on this side of the face, because this is the dark side of the hat, I need it lighter on that side of the face. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to take this over here. Oops, mercy me. I got a lot of paint on there. I accidentally bumped into the pile of black. That's real fun. It's shadow time. And we'll use that for inside the hat like that. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I am supposed to be on bed rest, everyone. Please keep that in mind. I'm supposed to be on bed rest for 4 days. Steroids and bed rest don't really go too well together. I'm going to get better, though. I will. Okay, now you can really see that face kind of popping out. So we'll get better. And then hopefully our paintings will get better and everything else will be better. Anyway, gets a little bit crazy. A little crazy. Okay, so what I'm saying is, if I can get this black paint off this brush, I think I better use a different one. How's our time doing? Oh, we got about 10 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here in this side, and I'm going to really lighten it up around that hat right there. See that? Now the hat stands out. And then I merge this dark with the light right like this over the top of the hat. So it makes sense, because it doesn't really make sense unless you have kind of this merging of the middle tone above what you're trying to accomplish here. Okay, there we go. There's the hat. That's fun. You should have just done the hat and none of this crazy complex thing that I'm trying to pull off. Now I can come in with that light, come alongside of the face, and I can shape the hat with the negative space. And I got this super fat face right here that isn't right, so now I can shape the face with the paint behind. You know, when you're painting, I remember my husband used to say, well, why don't you paint the background first and then the foreground next? Well, sometimes when you're doing a landscape, you might think about doing it that way. But for the most part, in oil painting like this, I don't do it like that. I will paint, and then I carve out different things. And so, like, you know, I use the negative space and the positive space, and I try to find where everything is. And there is the face coming out like this. Okay. Looks a little like a witch at this point. We'll fix it. She does have a very long nose and a very long chin for a little kid. It's just funny. I might have to fix that. You know, you don't have to, if you don't know the people, you can do whatever you want with them. You can fix them up and make them look completely different. Fix all their faces, all their flaws. Okay. Oh, I see. She has an upper lip. Okay, well, that would be good to know. There's a little person. Looks like an elf. I'm probably going to wipe the whole thing off at some point and start over. But the thing is, and I'm giving myself a practice run. Now I'm going to put a little bit of pink in the cheek, and at the nose, and then on the bottom, and the chin, and it will bring that kind of forward a little bit. And over here, we're going to do the same thing, put pink in the cheek so it looks like it's coming forward in the spots that we want to come forward, and then in the chin. Okay. And then I'm just throwing this pink in just because I like it. And we'll kind of scumble it in with the dark blue like that. So, okay, so this painting is going to be kind of crazy, a little complicated. Now I'm going to come in here and we're going to fill in this lighter part where the pants are. So I'm putting in the light sections of the pants and trying to leave out some of the middle tones so that I can take advantage of what I laid down, like that. And so this is just a light kind of white color. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put that in the hat, and then I'll put a little more of that really light on the rim. And it comes out, and then there's really a really light spot. Oops. A light spot on her neck right there. And then we have a little bit of that pocket. It's got a little bit of a, sometimes you, after you hit something, you've got a little bit of a muted color on your brush, whether you like it or not. And there it is. And then we're going to come in and take whatever is left on the brush and move it around here and create a little sense of that light on the boot right there again. I'm layering it up little by little by little by little. And then I've got this these light fingers kind of coming in like this. 2, 3. Again, this is extremely loose, you guys. Really, really loose. And then we'll give it a light part on the cheek. It looks a little bit like an elf in here. I don't know. A little like an elf. And those little fingers. And then we'll put in a dark pole in the end. Let's see, we'll give this a little lighter value as it's coming across. This just kind of, when I'm cleaning my brush like this on my canvas, it gives it some interesting little bits of atmosphere. And so that's on purpose. Okay, her chin is really, really too long and too crazy, but anyway, we'll probably take a time out and fix that pretty much later. It's always fun when you're on live camera and you don't know really what you're doing. No, you do. You do, but you don't. You can't get there fast enough. Okay, here's this little light shirt. So now we're putting in the lights on the shirt. Hope I'm not in the way. Here we go. I keep getting my hand in the way. And then he has his little light tan pants. That's neat. And then he's got his forehead is in that same value, which means in the same kind of light color like this. There, like that. Good. Let me know, again, what you guys would like to watch from time to time. I'm probably going to be doing a dog here pretty soon. Everybody likes dogs. Currently, I don't have a dog. I used to have dogs, but I only have a cat. Last time I tried painting a cat, it didn't go so well. Remember, we had just tons of people coming in and out of the studio at that time. I was so embarrassed. I thought, oh my gosh, what in the world's going on? Okay, now we definitely need to give this kid some features. Oh my goodness, we got to give him some features. All right, we'll go in with, all right, can you see this? Probably not. The camera's so far away, it's ridiculous. Okay, have I got a close-up shot on this thing? Wouldn't that be fun if I, no, I just did that. That'd be no. Okay. Well, since you can't really see it, I don't know if I'm going to go into too much detail. I'm going to come in and put in the indication of where his nose is going to be and his little eyes, his little eyebrows and his little eye like that. And his tiny little mouth is going to go there. And we'll give him a little bit more of that darker hair. Like that. Okay, that's starting to look like a kid. A little more than that one. This one's looking scary. Maybe that's why I didn't do it again for so many years. It's just too weird. Okay. So then I'm going to take some, real fast, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to take a little bit of black on one side of my brush and a little white on the other. And I'm going to pretend that there's a line right, like, let's see, it's hooking up to this thing, and we're going to put a line that goes like this, and one that kind of comes down like that. And we have these teeny tiny indications of fish. And so I'm just making part of my line with white, so white on one side, dark on the other, and I'm just coming over the top of this thing like that, and then I'm pressing down a little bit, and then I'm lifting up, and then I'm going to add a little more white for the next one, and see if I can make it look as though I've got fish on here just by doing that. I'll put some tails on them. Yeah, that's not bad. Can you tell? You can't even see that. Why am I bothering? Nobody can see these things. I got to get the better camera out. A little fish head. Anyway, so we'll go along. We're going to do a bunch of these fish all the way along. Might add a little bit of a green color to it. Who knows? And they get bigger and bigger as they come down to the middle part. They get larger and larger, and I'll get fussy with it, and we'll get into, but first I'm going to do the background and all that. So I did want you to see where the fish are going to go. And then there's another line that comes across. It's going to come across like this, and then it'll come across and be held up by another pole over here. That'll be fun. So that's the layout of this little piece. And then I have to decide whether or not I like it. And that's what I do. I'll start out and I'll say, okay, do I like this enough to continue? If I don't, then I will take my rag. So you don't end up wasting a canvas. You're just testing it out. Don't be afraid to say, okay, well, you know, this is the worst thing I've ever painted, but oh well. Your canvas is just really, it's just kind of a play place where you can try things out. And then if you don't like it, you just wipe it off, because that's what paint is for. It's to play. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we can do real fast for a couple of minutes with a larger brush. Got this dark color here. Add these shadows. This is the weirdest thing I've ever done. Okay, now let's get some light value on here. And I'm going to take a little bit of teal and a little bit of gray. And then we'll come up here and say, this is where I see the sky is coming in right there, right above her head. So we'll add a little bit of that real pretty kind of teal color. And then there's a house that comes in here, so we won't worry about that. Get a little more white. This is another one of those paintings, Mom, where it's like, oh, we don't want to keep that one up. No, probably not. But at least we've got our wheels back on, and we're back in. We want to think about when we feel a little bit discouraged. You know, when you get a little bit discouraged, you want to get back on the horse. And I got a little bit discouraged this week. I really did. I had one of those weeks where I thought, gee, you know, I mean, I'm painting some beautiful flowers and I'm getting some successes and stuff, but I got a little down on myself and went, okay, you know. And what was super funny is my one of my students, she's so funny. She heard me kind of me, and I don't do that. I just don't. I'm a very positive person. And she was measuring out a canvas, and all of a sudden, she grabbed that ruler, and I had a really thick snowsuit on, so It was kind of funny. But she just paddled my behind with it. Bang, 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 bang. And she says, no, 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 no. You are a great artist. You know what you're doing. Don't be so discouraged. And so I'm going to say the same thing to you. If you get one really good painting out of 10, you're in good shape. All right. So don't expect that every painting is going to be a masterpiece, honestly. I have one that I want to show you. I know we're about out of time. I think we are. Yeah, we're out of time. But you know, I've got one that's I'm touching up right now, and I'm going to leave you with that. Hold on just a second. I'm going to turn it. Oh, hang on. I got to grab it real quick. And I'll even give myself a bad time sometimes over stuff like this. This is my big one that is going back into the gallery here in the next little while. And it's a great big huge sunflower painting, okay, like this. And so that is one that I'm working on that is going into the gallery again. I'm going to end up with paint all over the place. So sometimes you have to remind yourself that you still have the ability when you have a few blowouts, right? It's just part of life, just part of life. And so I want to encourage you guys to keep painting, keep trying, and we will hopefully get a little bit more rest this week and per doctor's orders. And I will see you with another project next time we meet, hopefully next Thursday at 7. All right, guys? Love you guys. And don't forget to make some comments and share with your friends, okay? Bye for now.